Hi children, today you are going to learn ninth class 5th chapter, that is coordinate geometry, in that exercise number 5.2. Before we are going to learn this 5.2 exercise, we should have some basic concepts about this chapter. So let us learn about what is meaning of coordinate geometry. First of all, we should know aware about what is Cartesian system. So, to understand that, let me give an horizontal line. This is an horizontal line. Suppose just imagine this line as a integer number line. So, we know that integer number lines will contains a positive numbers and negative numbers along with 0. As the right side of the 0 will have positive numbers and the left side of the 0 will be having negative numbers with an equal distance. Every number will have with an equal distance. Yes. So this is an horizontal line. So let's take one more, a vertical line, which is perpendicularly intersecting to this horizontal line. See that we have taken one more, a vertical line. Let's imagine this is also an integer number line. See that this is also an integer number line. Let's keep it 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. As you can see here, the two integer number lines are intersecting each other at the point of 0 perpendicularly. Hence, here, if these two axes are not these two number lines, we can say the axes are number lines. These two number lines are intersecting, or these two axes are intersecting each other perpendicularly at the common point of 0. Yes. Then these two axes are known as, here the horizontal axis is known as x-axis, where the positive values are there, it is known as the x-axis and x dash. The vertical axis is known as y-axis and the negative side is y dash. So we have two axes are intersecting each other perpendicularly at the point of 0. So horizontal line is known as the x-axis and x dash. Vertical line is known as y-axis and y dash. So the common point on these two axes is 0. Yes, on x-axis it is intersecting at 0. On y-axis also it is intersecting at 0. So it is known as origin. The point where these two axes are intersecting perpendicularly, the point is known as a origin point. So suppose these two axes are drawn in a plane or in a graph. So here we learn that how to divide the graph into 4 equal parts. Suppose you have a one graph paper, then we have to draw the two axes like this: x-axis, x dash, y-axis, y-axis, y dash. If you draw these axes on a graph paper, then the graph paper will divide into the 4 equal parts. Here also say that here I have taken one plane. This plane is divided by this axis into the 4 equal parts. So each and every part has a one name. That is what here these two axes are divided this plane into 4 quadrants. Remember, 4 quadrants. This is a quadrant number 1. Quadrant number 1. This is quadrant number 2. Quadrant number 3, and the last one, quadrant number 4. So we have 4 quadrants. That means these two axes are divided this plane into 4 quadrants. So, if you observe clearly, children, in the quadrant number 1, what kind of values we have on x-axis and y-axis? So, in the x-axis, Here we have positive values. In the y-axis also we have positive values. That means a point. That means before going to be this, I would like to be tell you that what is meaning of a point. So in the graph paper, we locate some points. This is what we are learning from the 6th class. How to locate the points in the graph. So let us learn once again. So every point has some x and y values. So point always we have to show in a round bracket. So here we have x-axis and also we have a y-axis. For every point we have one x value and one y value. So let us see that. Suppose a point 2 comma 3. A point 2 comma 3 in the sense the x-axis and x-axis we have to observe plus 2. Here is the x-axis we have to observe plus 2 and on y-axis we have to observe plus 3 here. So here this 2 and this 3 where they meet each other, it is known as 2 comma 3. 2 comma 3. That means on x-axis 2 and y-axis 3. So where they meet each other, the point is known as a point 2 comma 3. And here 2 is known as a abscissa and 3 is known as a ordinate. Abscissa and ordinate. X-axis values are also known as abscissa and y-axis values is known as ordinate. If you are feeling difficult to remember this abscissa and ordinate words, you can simply say that x-axis value and y-axis value. X-axis value and y-axis value. Suppose let me give you minus 2 comma minus 3. So where we need to be locate? How can we locate this minus 2 and minus 3 on this plane? See that. Where is minus 2? First, this first point, the first number is known as a x-axis value. Where is x-axis value? Here it is here minus 2. So we have to locate now where is minus 3. If it is in the graph, directly you can locate. That graph we have to be divided into these 4 quadrants. So x value minus 2 we got it. Then we'll take it minus 3. On y-axis we have to see the minus 3. Here it is a plus value. So come down here minus 3. So minus 3 and minus 2 are meeting each other here minus 2 comma minus 3. So in this way we can locate. Suppose let me take one more here 2 comma minus 4. 2 comma minus 4 where we can locate the 2 comma minus 4 on this 2, that is x-axis value. That 2 we have to see on the x-axis. Which 2? It is plus 2. So plus 2 is here. And on y-axis value is minus. So y-axis value is here minus. So they meet each other at this point 2 comma minus 4. In this way we can locate. Okay, to understand here better, you can see your textbook once so that we will know that how to locate the points again. So now let me tell you that what kind of point. Suppose if I have given one point, we have to be able to say that in which quadrant it will lie. In which quadrant it will be lie. So I will be giving you some points here. Now the common point is known as a origin. Origin is the 0 comma 0. The 0 comma 0, that means x-axis value is 0 and y-axis value is 0. That is known as a origin point. Origin point. So let's see that. In the quadrant number 1, which kind of points are lie on the quadrant number 1? Which kind of points will lie on the quadrant number 1? Which kind of points? See, x-axis values are positive, y-axis values are also positive. These are the positive numbers and these are also positive numbers. So both positive numbers. If x value is positive and y value also is positive, then the point is lie in quadrant number 1. So let's see in the quadrant number 2. What is the x value? First always we have to write in the point x value, then only y value. So on the x value we have negative numbers and y values we have a positive numbers. So minus comma plus. The minus value x negative, if y is positive, it is lie in the quadrant number 2. Suppose in the both x value is negative, y value is also negative, then it is in the quadrant number 3. Suppose minus 2 comma minus 3 will lie in the third quadrant. Minus 5 comma minus 6 will lie in the third quadrant. minus 5 is a x-axis value, minus 6 is a y-axis values. So y quadrant. Then come to the quadrant number 4. Quadrant number 4. The quadrant number 4. Here in the quadrant number 4, x values are positive, y values are negative. So here in this way, the points will lie. See that x is greater than 0 and y is greater than 0. It is in the quadrant number 1. X is greater than 0. X values are more than 1 and y values also more than 1. So more than 0. More than x values is more than 0 and y values also more than 0. Then that kind of points are not plus comma plus value. That means both are positive points. X is positive and y is positive. Then they lie in the quadrant number 1. If x is less than 0 and y is greater than 0, that means if x is negative value and y is positive value, then they lie in the quadrant number 2. Here, if x is less than 0 and y also is less than 0, then they lie in the quadrant number 3. Here, x is positive, so x is greater than 0, y is negative, so y is less than 0. X is greater than 0 and y is less than 0, then they lie in the quadrant number 4. So, if you have a graph paper, then the graph paper exactly from the middle, you draw a x-axis one horizontal line, y-axis a vertical line. The graph will be divided, that means the Cartesian plane, that is known as a Cartesian plane. The graph is known as a Cartesian plane, that will be divided into the 4 quadrants. The quadrant number 1, quadrant number 2, quadrant number 3 and quadrant number 4. After dividing that graph paper into the 4 equal parts, now our terms comes that locating points on the graph papers. Locating points. How to locate the points? Just now I have told you that. Suppose I have given a number that minus 2 comma 5. Minus 2 comma 5. How to locate the minus 2 comma 5 in this? So let us see that. Let us see how to locate this minus 2 comma 5 in this. Yes. Minus 2 comma 5. How to locate this? Minus 2 x value. First this is known as a x value and this is known as a y value. Yes, x value is minus 2 is here and plus 5. Minus and plus. Minus value, this is plus value. Minus comma plus will lie in the quadrant number 2. Yes, minus here and plus 5 is here. So, if there is a graph paper, directly you will be having a lines and subunits also. In the graph paper, you will be having subunits and subunits also. In every unit, there are 10 subunits. So clearly, you can locate the points in the graph paper on the graph paper. But here I don't have a units and subunits on this board. So just I am drawing a lines. So exactly where they are intersecting, this point is known as a minus 2 comma 5. This is a point is minus 2 comma 5. See. Yes, direct. So in this way, we have to observe where the point will lie directly. So this is a little introduction about our coordinates geometry. So now we can go for our exercise and there we learn more and more about our these exercises, this concept only. And you know what is the meaning of a origin? Origin in the sense where x coordinate and y coordinate both values are 0, it is known as a origin. If x value and y value both are 0, then they are known as a origin. Okay, now let's go for this exercise number 5.2. See that. Now write the quadrant in which the following points lie. Write the quadrant in which the following points are lie. So I am going to be right here. The question number 1, first bit. Question number 1, minus 2 comma 3. Question number 2, 5 comma minus 3. Question number 3, 4 comma 2. And question number 4, minus 7 comma minus 6. Here 4 questions I have written. Yes, there are 8 questions. Let's see one by one now. Where is minus and plus? Minus and plus. See, x coordinate value, x axis value is minus and y axis value is plus. Minus and plus, where is lies? in the quadrant number 2 in Q2. In Q2 in the sense quadrant number 2. So that point is lying on the quadrant number 2. So we did not ask you to locate point. So in the question, in the bit name, write the quadrant in which the following points lie. So we have to write in which quadrant they lie. It doesn't mean that we have to locate the point here. He did not ask you to locate the point, just you need to write that in which quadrant this point is lying. So minus sign place, that means x value is negative and y value is positive. We have to visualize in the mind that this axis positive, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, positive, negative. Always x axis first, then y axis next. X values we have to imagine first, then y values we have to imagine. See that the point is given x value negative, y value positive. It comes in the quadrant number 2. It is Q1. It is Q2, Q3, it is Q4. So Q in the sense quadrant, a portion. Okay, next, yes, 5 and minus 3. X is positive this side, y is negative this side. So it is in the Q4 and the quadrant number 4. Now next, x is positive, plus 4, plus 2. X value is plus 4, y value is plus 2. 4 and 2 both are placed, so it is quadrant number 1. So next you see minus 7, minus 6. X axis value is minus 7 and y axis value is minus 6. Both are negative, so both comes in the quadrant number 3. In the quadrant number 3. So here these 4 problems in the 4 different quadrants. If you observe, both place will comes in the quadrant number 1, both negative, it comes in the quadrant number 3. One negative, one positive. Negative positive will come in the quadrant number 2 and positive negative will come in the quadrant number 4. So here first we have to observe the x value, then y value. So there are overall 8 problems in this bit number 1. So out of 4 I have done here, and the remaining 4 I hope you can do it. So next, bit number 2. The bit number 2. Next bit number 2, that write the abscissa and ordinate. Here you should know the meaning of abscissa and ordinate. Abscissa and ordinate. Here nothing but abscissa and ordinate in the sense you don't feel too difficult. You don't feel difficult to remember these words because abscissa in the sense x-axis value, ordinate in the sense y-axis value. Here this x value is known as abscissa and y value is known as a ordinate. So in every point, suppose if a point is given here, the abscissa is 2, ordinate is 5. X-axis values, x values is known as abscissa and y values are known as a ordinate. You try to remember these 2 words also. Okay, now here in the every question we have to write that what is abscissa and what is ordinate. Very easy to be right. The first question here, 4 comma minus 8. In the question number 1, 4 comma minus 8. What is abscissa here? Abscissa is 4 and ordinate is minus 8. This is the solution. You have to write here. Abscissa 4, ordinate is minus 8. Then the second question. The second question here, minus 5 comma 3. Minus 5 comma plus 3. Minus 5 comma plus 3. What is abscissa here? Abscissa is nothing but minus 5. Ordinate is nothing but a 3. So very easy. X-axis values are known as abscissa. Y-coordinate value is known as a ordinate. Okay. You might be observing that every point I am locating, I am writing in a bracket, and those values are separated by the comma. X value and y value. the values are separated by comma and enclosed in the round bracket. Yes, then what is abscissa? 0, and ordinate also 0. That is 0 comma 0. This point is known as origin. Remember that the point 0 comma 0, if x value is 0 and y value is 0, they are known as a origin point. That is known as a origin point. I hope you understood that what is meaning of abscissa and what is meaning of ordinate. So remaining 2 more problems are there in this, that you can do it as well. I feel you can do that. Then next, let's see that here which of the following points lie on the axis, also name the axis. Okay, which of the following points lie on the axis, also name the axis. Here you ask us that here they have given is some points. Let me write all the points which they have given. Here. Third bit, first question, -5 comma -8. Second question, 0 comma 13. And third question, 4 comma -2. Fourth question, -2 comma 0. Fifth question, 0 comma -8. And here you need to understand. Sixth question, 7 comma 0. And seventh question, 0 comma 0. So these are the 7 questions they are given, and we have to identify now out of these 7 which of the points are lying on axis. Here we have x axis and we have y axis. The opposites are x dash and y dash, but always we read this is x axis horizontal line, the vertical line is known as a y axis. So here out of these 7 points, which of the points lie on the axis? On axis in the sense they should be on the number line. They should be on the number line. So he should not be in the quadrants. The points which is in the quadrant, they will not be lie on the axis. We know it. So here we have to understand one thing. If a point on x axis, the general form is y coordinate is 0. If y coordinate, y value is 0, the point is always on x axis. So if a point on y axis, so when a point on y axis, when x coordinate is 0, see that here y value is 0, x comma 0. This is a general form. That means it is the general form of a point which is lie on the x axis. Remember, this is a general form of a point which is lie on the x axis. That means if a point want to be lie on the x axis, then y value should be 0. And if a point has to be on the y axis, then x coordinate should be 0. That's why I said that here x value is 0 and y is nothing but some number. And here x is some number and y is 0. So out of that we have to see that here -5 and -3. It is not lying on the axis. It is in the quadrant number 3 actually. So it is not in the axis. This point will not lie on the axis. It is lying in the quadrant number 3. But here see, if x value is 0 and y value we have. So if x value is 0 and y value we have, then if x is 0, it is lie on the y axis. See that 0. We have to, where is the x axis here? Where is the x axis value here? 0. And y value is what? 13. Plus 13 in the sense it comes somewhere here. Yes. So the point will be on the axis. So this is on y axis because we have y value. There is no x value. X value is 0 and we have only y value. So it is lie on y axis. If we have only x value and there is no y value, that means y value if it is 0, then it is lie on the x axis. This is what you need to remember. And see that here 4 comma -2. It is not on the axis. Here plus and negative. That means it is in the quadrant number 4 actually. So this is in the quadrant number 3. This is in the quadrant number 4. Okay, it did not ask that in which quadrant they are lying. Only they ask that In which axis? On which axis? See that here y value is 0. We have x value, that is minus 2, and there is no y value. See that minus 2 is here. X value minus 2, we locate minus 2 here. And there is a y value is 0. So it comes here only. Minus 2 comma 0. It is lying on the axis. It is lying on axis, that is x axis. You should not write x dash. It's always x axis. So we have only x value and there is no y value, so it is lying on the x axis. The general form of a x axis, the point on x axis is x comma 0. The general form of a point which is lie on the y axis, that is 0 comma y. These two also you need to be remember, very important. And see that we have only y value minus 8. 0, x value is 0, x value is 0 on this line, and there is a minus 8 will be here. That means it will be lying on the axis, so that is y axis. And we have x value, so it is lying on the x axis. Yes. Now here it is comes 0 comma 0. It is an x and y axis, that means it is known as the origin point. Origin point. It is on the x axis and y axis, and both the axes, this 0 comma 0 is lying on the origin point. Here 0 comma 0, x is 0 and y is 0, both are 0, so it is lying on the origin. It is on the x axis and also it is on y axis. So now he did not ask the quadrant to write the quadrants. So which of the points? Here clearly he mentioned that which of the following points lie on the axis, also name the axis. So here second one, fourth one, fifth one, sixth one, they lie on the axis. The second one, the point 0 comma 13 lie on y axis. The fourth one, minus 2 comma 0 will lie on the x axis. And the fifth one, 0 comma minus 8, here there is no x value, we have y value, so it is lie on the y axis. And we have x value, there is no y value, so it is lie on the x axis. The 0 comma 0 is the origin point. Now I hope you understood here. So here not only on the quadrants, on the axis names also you need to be remember. If I have given a point, that you should be able to tell that it will be in the quadrant or on the axis. If a point on the axis, that means any one of the value will be 0. If a point x value is 0, the point is lying on the y axis. If y value is 0, the point is lying on the x axis. Very simple. If x value is 0, the point is lie on the y axis. If y value is 0, the point is lie on the x axis. Okay. Then here they have given some points for this. To understand this question, I will be giving a graph on the screen. You please observe, or not you keep a textbook before you so that you can understand. The bit number 4. Bit number 4. See that we have to be write the following based on the graph. So they have given a one graph here in the question that I cannot do it here. So I am giving on the screen. See that, or not keep a textbook before you. So we have to write the points. The ordinate of L. First point L is what? We have to be located where is L on the graph. We have a L here. So we will write the point L. L point is that minus 7 comma minus 7. So the ordinate is nothing but a y value. The y axis, on the y axis, the numbers on the y axis is known as the ordinates. So the minus 7. The first question is the ordinate of L is minus 7. Then the ordinate of Q. The ordinate of Q is plus 7 here. The Q is, we have to see, the Q point is straight to 3 comma 7. X value is 3, y value is 7. Ordinates in the sense y axis value, that is 7. So plus 7. Now next the third point. The point denoted by minus 2 comma minus 2, that is point R. The point R here in the picture, it is clearly denoted by R. Point R. The point denoted by 5 comma minus 4 plus sign minus, that is quadrant number 4. The point denoted by 5 comma minus 4, that is P point. P point is denoted by 5 comma minus 4. The abscissa of n, abscissa in the sense x-axis value. The abscissa of n is here on the x-axis, that is 4. The abscissa of n is 4. The abscissa of m in the sense x-axis value, that is minus 3. You can see clearly in the graph. So we have answered all these questions are bit number 4. So now let's come to the bit number 5. State the true or false and write the correct statement. State the true and false and write the correct statement also. So let's see that the first one. In a Cartesian plane, the horizontal line is known as y-axis. See here, it is a Cartesian plane suppose. Then the horizontal line is known as a y-axis? No. The horizontal line is known as a x-axis. So the first one, the given statement is false. So you have to write the correct statement. You have to write the correct statement, that is, in the Cartesian plane, the horizontal line is x-axis. Okay. So the second one, in the Cartesian plane, the vertical line is y-axis. Yes, here you can see it is a vertical line. It is known as a y-axis. So the second statement is true. The third one, the point which is lie on the both axes is called origin. Yes, here there is a 0. It is lying on the x-axis and it's also lie on the y-axis. So it is known as a origin. The third statement also true statement. You need to make it correct again. It's already true. How can you? That means it's already correct statement. How can you make it correct again? So only the false statements you have to make it correct. The point 2 comma minus 3 lie in the third quadrant. Let's see 2 comma minus 3. The point 2 comma minus 3. It is lies on the third quadrant. See, plus and minus. So the 2 comma minus 3 lies on the fourth quadrant. So the given statement is false. The point 2 comma minus 3 lies on the fourth quadrant, but here given the third quadrant. So the given statement is false. As the correct statement is the point 2 comma minus 3 lie in the fourth quadrant. Next, fifth question. Minus 5 comma minus 8 lie in the fourth quadrant. Okay, the fifth one, minus 5 comma minus 8 lies in the fifth quadrant. The fourth quadrant distance. No, minus and minus both are negative, hence it is lies in the third quadrant. Then the fifth question, the given statement is false. That is minus 5 comma minus 8 is lies in the fourth quadrant. No. It is given statement is false, then correct statement is minus 5 comma minus 8 is lies on third quadrant. Here minus 5 comma minus 8 you have to see. If it is in the graph, you can directly locate that. Hence it is lies in the third quadrant. Both are negative, then it lies in the third quadrant. The point minus x comma minus 5 lie in the first quadrant, where x is less than 0 and y is less than 0. Already told you that x is less than 0 and y is less than 0. If both are negative, it is lie in the third quadrant. So here the point minus x comma minus y, the x value is negative, y value is negative, hence the point is lie in the third quadrant. So the given statement here false, hence the correct statement is the point minus x comma minus y lie in the third quadrant, where x is less than 0 and y is less than 0. I hope you understood this fifth bit also. Then next, here they ask you to plot the points on the graph. So if you have a graph paper, then take a graph paper and divide into the 4 quadrants like this. You divide into 4 quadrants. Then locate the points. We have to locate the point. Only some of the points I am going to be located here. See that. We have to take a two graph papers. For first question, you have to take one graph paper and locate the points. Or not. For the second question, you take the other graph paper and locate the points. Or else, this all first and second questions you can locate in only one graph paper also. You take one graph paper and divide into the four quadrants like this: x axis and x dash, y axis and y dash, and what are the questions are given that we need to be located here. Let me write my questions here always. Here. The first sixth bit. First question: 1, 0, 3, 0, minus 2, 0, minus 5, 0, 0, 0, 5, 0, minus 6, 0. These are first question points. And here second question points in the sixth bit: 0, 1, 0, 3, 0, minus 2, 0, minus 5, 0, 0, 0, 5, and 0, minus 6. So here let us extend this into the 6 and minus 6 till the problem points are till the 6. So I am making into extending into 6. Okay, then see that if you observe, float the points ordered a page on a graph sheet. What do you observe? After floating these points, we have to say that what you observed in the first question. First of all, this first question will float on this graph. So let us see. We have to take a graph paper and we have to divide into this four quadrant, then solve the problem. Here I don't have a graph paper, so I am doing on the board to try to understand. 1, 0. That means x axis value is 1 and y axis value is 0. 1, 0. 1, 0. Here it is. X value is 1, y value is 0. There is no y value. Okay, next 3, 0. Here it is. 3, 0. You have to write on the graph paper. Then minus 2, 0. Here minus 2, 0. Then minus 5, 0. Minus 5, 0. And 0, 0. It is the origin. 0, 0. Next plus 5, 0. Next minus 6, 0. Yes. So what do you observe in the first question? Where in the first question that all the y coordinates are 0. All y coordinates are 0. All y coordinates points, all y coordinates are 0. Hence, all given points lie on x axis. When y coordinates are 0, all these given points lie on x axis. Then come to the second questions. 0, 1. Then x value is 0 and y value is 1. Here 0, 1. Next 0, 3. Second point. Next 0, minus 2. 0 is here and minus 2 is here. Yes. 0, minus 2. Next 5, 0, minus 5. 0, minus 5. Next 0, 0. Again it is 0, 0 origin. And 0, minus 6. Here it is. 0, minus 6. So what you observed in the second question? In the second question I observed that all x coordinates are 0. Hence, all given points lies on y axis. Okay, all given points lies on y axis. If x coordinates are 0, these points will lie on the y axis. If y coordinates are 0, the points will lie on the x axis. I hope you got a clear picture about what is coordinate geometry and what is a point In that x-axis values are known as a abscissa and y-axis values known as a ordinate, and how to locate the points, what are the quadrants, how the quadrants are divided. In the first quadrant, what are the points will lie. In the second quadrant, what kind of points will lie. In third quadrant and fourth quadrant, how the points will lie and which points lie on the axis. And if x coordinate, y coordinates are 0, 0, it is known as the origin. About these we have learned in this 5.2, and this is very helpful for the next exercise and in the next class also. I hope you understood well, or else you watch once again. Thank you all.